Okay, friends, we are at week 8 of my book launch, and today I want to talk to you about 3 easy ways to expand your audience for your book beyond the people who already know you. So you might remember from last week's video, I was talking about warming up the audience you already have. In this week's video, I want to talk to you about how to actually reach people who maybe have never heard of you before. So the first way that we are working on, and this is our biggest priority this week, is Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, they're kind of the same thing. The idea here is that you can target audiences that maybe have never heard of you particularly, but they've heard of other people who are writing about the kinds of things you're writing about, or they've heard of other, in our case, writers' workshops or writing programs, etc., that cater to transformational nonfiction writers. So we can target the people who've liked pages that make it likely that they are interested in writing a transformational nonfiction book. And that kind of targeting is just so beautiful because you're not spending a ton of money on what's called spillover advertising, which means advertising to people who are not ever going to be really interested in purchasing your book. Instead, you're focusing on the people who are highly likely. In our case, we're going to be focusing on people who've liked the Hay House Writers Workshop, which is a place where I have spoken many times over the last 5 years. Other publishers of this kind of work, like Sounds True or Harper One, and other authors in this area. So people like Gabby Bernstein and Wayne Dyer and Nancy Levin and Marianne Williamson. These are authors that oftentimes have a following of people who feel that they have wisdom also to share and they want to get it out there. So Facebook advertising allows you for not very much money to target the people that are most likely to be interested in your book. And I highly recommend, if you can, hire an expert to work with you on your Facebook advertising. I say that not just because obviously they know a lot more than you do, or at least than I do, about how to target the right audiences, but they also have an expertise that will make you feel more comfortable with spending the money that you'll need to be spending on the advertising. At least this has been my experience working with our Facebook advertising manager, Josh, he's wonderful, has allowed me to have ease. Like we ran into a road bump where our Facebook ads manager got disabled for reasons we can't figure out. And he said, you know what, it's like, try these 3 different things. And if it comes back online, great. If not, worst case scenario, we'll build another ads manager. It's not that big a deal. That would have sent me into a tailspin of panic if it had just been me. But he knows this area, he understands it, and he was able to calm me down. That kind of reassurance comes with, there's no price tag for that. It really is very, very important and critical. So number 1, start with Facebook advertising. It's an easy, accessible way for anybody to start targeting audiences of people who would be interested in their book who may not know about them yet. Number 2 is writing blogs or articles for online venues. So either finding somebody who has a blog that is about the topic that your book is about, or perhaps an online magazine. I'm going to be writing an article for Best Self. I'm going to be writing an article for Women for One. And I just found out this morning from our UK publisher that there's an online writing magazine in the UK that would like to have me write for them. And so I'm going to take the time to do that. It's a lot of time. Obviously, crafting a really beautiful article, and each one of these kind of wants their own article, is going to take time, but it's really worth it because I'm going to be reaching readers who never otherwise would know about me. They wouldn't even know my book existed. So I'm going to set aside the time to do that. That's one of my goals for this week, is to start writing those articles. And then finally, a goal for this week is outreach to podcasts. Podcasts are one of the most simple, easy ways to get the word out about your book to people who wouldn't otherwise know you. Finding people who have podcasts that are in the same genre, again, of what you're writing about. For me, I'm going to look for people who are interested in writing. I'm going to look for people who are interested in transformational concepts. And these people they're always looking for interesting and mediagenic people to interview for their podcasts. And they obviously, having a book out is a really good time to start that process because you have something to send the listeners to. So if a listener really connects with you on that podcast, you can say, hey, and you can get way more information by buying my book, and they're going to be interested in doing that. So those are my 3 easy ways to start getting the word out beyond the tribe that you already have. And this is what I'm working on this week. I will also say, for one last little bit, I'm having a humility moment. So for all the authors who I've worked with over the years who maybe felt me not have a ton of empathy, I had sympathy, but maybe not empathy for how much work it is to get a book into the world, my apologies, sincerely. You guys are rock stars. Anybody who actually gets the word out about their book is absolutely top of list for me being impressed with you, because I'm now going through it myself and it's a lot of work, but it's fun and it's rewarding, and I'm so happy you're following me on this journey. It actually makes it so much easier and better to know that I'm helping you while I'm getting my book out. So thanks so much, and I'll see you next week.